It is common for us to have several tasks to accomplish during the day, and often we can't accomplish all of them. Practicing activities such as playing the piano, reading books, meditating, and exercising while working may seem impossible. However, mini habits can help us manage these tasks and achieve our goals. A few years ago, I wanted to incorporate meditation into my daily routine and make it a regular habit. Initially, I set a goal of 20 minutes a day, but I often failed to reach it and ended up feeling guilt and frustration. Instead of insisting on such high expectations, I decided to adopt mini habits and reduced my meditation time to 2 minutes a day. This allowed me to incorporate meditation into my routine more consistently without feeling overwhelmed or unmotivated. The strategy of establishing simpler, more attainable habits can be an effective way to realize our goals and avoid frustration and demotivation. I decided to reduce the time I set aside for meditation from 20 minutes to 2 minutes. With this change, I could meditate more easily on a daily basis, regardless of the situations I faced. I realized that I had a habit of expecting too much of myself, and that this often prevented me from accomplishing my tasks. For example, when I wanted to go to the gym to exercise for an hour, if I didn't have 1 hour available, I didn't go. These high expectations became a barrier to accomplishing something. That's when I decided to go for mini habits. Essentially, mini habits are simple, low expectation habits that can be done every day without fail, even when you are depressed or have a creative block. When I mentioned activities like practicing piano, reading books, meditating, and exercising, I didn't mean that I did them for an hour each. In fact, I practiced the piano for only 3 minutes, read only 1 page, meditate for 2 minutes, and do some push-ups. While it may seem like I'm not being productive, the truth is that these mini habits allow me to do all the activities over the course of a longer day and create habits that really stick. Previously, when I was struggling to make meditation a regular habit, turning it into a mini version made all the difference. I started a habit with low expectations and had no trouble starting it. During the first 2 minutes of the habit, I usually accomplished a little more and sometimes ended up doing 20 minutes, even though the goal was only 2 minutes. I believe that mini habits work well because you can still do something even when you don't feel like it or are short on time. Sometimes the mini version expands into a longer version, and on motivated days, you can continue for a long time. So if you have mini habits, it doesn't mean you are unproductive. I use mini versions for activities like reading, meditation, and exercise, and often I continue for longer. Newton's first law is an appropriate analogy here: objects in motion tend to stay in motion and objects at rest tend to stay at rest. This also applies to human beings. If you are procrastinating, it is hard to get you to study for an hour, but with mini habits, you can still accomplish something and not feel guilty afterwards. If I've already been studying for 3 minutes, continuing it is much easier, and that's where mini habits are important. I start something with them, since they don't require much initial effort. Starting something is often the biggest problem we face in terms of productivity. Instead of setting a big goal, it is better to set a small one, like organizing my desk. When I complete it, it will be much easier to go on and do more, and even get extra motivation to do other things. The minimalist approach is better than the typical approach of setting a big goal and eventually breaking the habit. Setting small goals with low expectations is the best way to go with mini habits. It is easy to do a mini habit every day, as it generally requires little effort. Even if life gets in the way, you can always do the mini version of the habit. This means you never miss a day, and in the long run mini habits are more effective than typical habits. The key is to set goals so small that they are impossible to miss. This can be applied to any habit you are procrastinating on, such as studying, writing, or exercising. It is important to remember that once you start the habit, it is easier to continue, and the motivation to continue will come after you start. As the law of physics states, objects in motion stay in motion. The mini habit concept is great for keeping your goals moving. That's it. If you think this content helped you in any way, enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel, and share with a friend who is in need of implementing small habits. Thanks for watching.